here. That's episode 36. Just get the stuff that I need to do. There's that, there's that. And there we go. Just remove that. Remove the subtitle, basically. Go. I need to go back to my channel quickly. Sure. Yep, but that is correct. Just making sure I got everything situated. I don't know if my mic's actually doing anything by me upping that. Honestly, I do not know what the colors mean for the Blue Yeti. So, yeah. I could probably bring that up a bit. Oh, yeah. Need to do that. Let's see. I'm trying to find anything else. I'm also on the Wizard101 Discord, and I was trying to see something, but apparently I can't do anything about it. So, okay. Let's head over to this one. There we go. So yeah, I guess that does not work. So, either way. Okay, what else? Let's just make sure I don't disconnect due to deactivity. That's been about 5 minutes where I looked stupid. I need to do that. Okay. Back over to the live to make sure my health of the stream is good. When did I miss a chat post? No, I don't see anyone posting a chat for chat right views. Just go like that. Okay, it's already 8:30. I didn't realize that. Before I actually begin, I'm pretty sure there was one more thing I need to do before I begin, so I'll be right back. I know I used to have a wonderfully put animation there, but yeah, that does not exist anymore for some reason. So I'll be right back. Again, this is where there would be a starting soon, because I'm still getting ready. Okay, I am back. I have muted my phone, so there should be no notification. Well, no phone calls this time around. Hey, okay. Sorry for the extended wait. I need to not full screen that. Need to move that over so I can see my mic audio. And that can get moved over to there so I can keep an eye on the stream health without having to keep an eye on the stream. Pop the chat back out. There we go. Turn on the game capture. There we go. So last episode we were working on quest getting the Drake egg from the Drake hatchery. However, I came back to my house because I sort of wanted to get a few things offloaded. That way I have space in my backpack again, / space in my bank. Because my bank, well, my shared bank really, is a bit of a mess. My bank is a bit of a mess, but that's the point of the bank. So I sort of just want to chuck all the housing materials that I have sort of into here. That way I just don't need to worry about these items taking up space in my wonderful backpack. There we go. And then the other thing that's probably taking up yeah, I have a lot of housing items that I needed to move over. Reagents from my backpack. Shouldn't have any reagents. Yeah. Just the shared bank where I need to dump these as well, but I also need to get a bunch of J is the key. I need to get 14 more diamonds, and to get the diamonds, that's a rare drop and the ghost fires. Now, the ghost fires can be bought in Dragonspyre. That's not the issue I'm having. The issue I'm having is a lack of resource. Well, lack of resources in the bazaar for starters. Let me just pop this open. Ah, yes, I just got a chair, not what I was hoping for. Hey, I need to decorate this house. I need to figure something out here. To get diamonds, they drop from ore. It's a rare drop, not high likelihood, and we're not doing the double membership bonus for reagents doesn't exist right now. Hello, Viper King. Okay, why am I not able to see my chat? Is a Demon King okay? I mean, how's the Demon King doing? Did the Demon King defeat, Malistaire at level 40? Because that's what I'm doing, is level 40 only. Any resource available to my disposal is a valid resource. Let me just teleport to the Drake hatchery. Okay, let me caveat that. Any resource is a valid resource if I can get them without spending real life money. That's the one caveat to this challenge is... Again, I swear there's something off with the saturation of that spider. Faint, then Death Trap, and then probably Ship of Fools. I'm going to boost him because Malistaire and leveling is a pain for me because my gear is garbage. What gear are you wearing, if I may ask? Because I can tell you that, I'm guessing you have membership, so that means you would also have access to the loyalty store. So, ooh, that's even better. Well, it's a one target only, so I might as well just do that. The weakness hurts. Hello, Dark Phoenix. That was also with a weakness. So, okay. Level 5 gear, okay. Well, to be fair, I beat Wizard City as a level 1. So... And that includes Lord Nightshade at level 1, level locked, dead zone. So, I was wearing level 0 gear. So were mine at level 1. What stats are you trying to focus on? That's the better question. Kia, I don't need Kia. Don't need Spirit Trap. Tower Shield could be useful. What stat are you trying to focus on to begin with? Because I know they made percentile damage increases very rare at lower levels. And they're just flat damages. If anything, the two stats I would say that are more key to focus on, starting off, would probably be resistance entirely. Just work on gathering gear that builds up resistances, at least for the first 10 levels. Afterwards, I would say drop the resistance, because once you hit Crocotopia, you're hitting the point where you're starting to get percentile damage increases, not a flat damage increase. Okay, now I just need Ship of Fools. Viper, if you would, after this fight, I can show my stats again, so you can actually see what I'm rocking at level 40. Again, I'm in an area that should be about level 47, 48 area. But like I said, all the gear I have access to is within the... If there's a resource in the game that allows me to have access to it without me spending money, I have access to it. So... the immunity for all schools of magic, the only way you're going to get 0 damage is with Spirit Armor, which blocks 400 points of damage. And that's it. It can only block 400. So if it does more than 400 points of damage, the shield doesn't give anything else. The other school that has something like this is Ice, with Ice Armor, which is 175 per damage negation per pip used to cast that spell. Thank you, my rabbit friend. I swear my rabbit is on pixie dust half the time. I'm going to guess Deer Knight failed. 1 second. Yes, Deer Knight did fizzle. Okay, so in the efforts to at least hit hard like an actual Demon King, I think I'm already at that point to a lesser degree. Golden Death are okay. I don't know what you mean by Golden Death armor set, which I had the gold for. Okay. Is it a cosmetic clothing? Like, it doesn't give you any stats at all? Or... Because I don't remember a whole Golden Death armor set. But as you can tell at the top of the screen, I've died once on this campaign. But if I go to my character stats... Okay. Again, I'm focusing on death only. I'm not mixing my spells at all. I'm not dual classing at all. Even though I've spent several of the training points to do so, I don't necessarily dual class at all. Okay, level 150. Okay, so you're a lot higher than I am. Okay, I feel like an idiot now. Which is dual schooling Death and Storm. Okay. So I'm guessing you stitched that with something else. I'm guessing. But right now I'm getting 42% extra damage, 19 resistance, and 4% accuracy, and for me, it's... Yeah, this is Crown Shop only. I think I got this not from Crown Shop, though. Like, the Samurai Helm says it's Crown Shop, but I don't remember where I got it. Okay, so Skull of the Re-Risen. Yeah, that says it's Crown Shop, but it's from a gauntlet. I need to boost to that level. Fair enough. I understand that, but to use the elixirs, you have to spend real life money to boost up to like level 50, or if I go to the world elixirs, to jump all the way up to here. But, like I said at the top, I'm trying to do a pseudo no dying run. But, yes, I have died once, so instead of getting all gold, because I decided to do a whole medal rating for the world, I got gold across the board until Dragonspyre. And that's where some of the level locking rules I had put into place reside, really. But, you're level 155. Do you use your shared bank to transfer gear or use the resources of your higher level to get arguably the best gear you can afford? Again, that minus 25 negates the dead zone, but not much there to lose. That's still a decent heal, even though I didn't need it. Make it Death Strike. Just do the Death Strike. Okay, I'm sorry, I said you... Death Gear, which is... Okay, you have that somehow. Okay. Have you gotten to the point of... Oh, okay, so to boost the way I think you are... method I think you're talking about for boosting is quote-unquote power leveling. Where you have a friend that takes you to a world that otherwise you would... I bought it, but I can't wear. Okay, that makes sense. So what part of Wizard City are you struggling at? Because beginning stats, yeah, the beginning gear in Wizard City tends to suck. Thank you for the 400 points of healing. Rope of the Great Sage. You're stuck at Achilles. Okay.
You have obviously come for the egg, but you will not get it from me. The time of the Dragon Riders is over. Never again will wing touch sky.
I'm sorry, can we pause the conversation for a second? I understand you're at Achilles. Okay. I know this game was voice acted. I know this was voice acted. But why did it sound like every single word was knit together? Valeska, learn to speak because this is not how you speak. So, with Achilles, I know it's a 2v1 fight. It's his minion and Achilles. You're playing Death. You're level 5, makes sense for that area. Have you completed, Yes, I know what the issue you're having. I remember that rather well. I nearly died multiple times due to that. Have you completed Firecat and Triton Avenue already? If you haven't completed Triton Avenue or Firecat Alley, I would suggest you work on those two. Then you'll get probably towards level 7 or 8. And be able to fight Achilles and be able to survive a little longer. Now, the strategy I'm doing now is a bad one. The only reason I know this works is because I tend to have a lot of AoE death spells from higher level wizards farming for spell elements, which is why I have certain abilities, because I scavenged for mechanics. Kia would be a good card to play against the minion. Gets me my Death Blade back after the attack. When I was fighting Achilles, again, with the level 1, it came down to me needing to use, treasure cards. I needed to get a myth shield to be able to survive a round or two after I killed his minion. Okay, Tier Knight it is. Myth is very underpowered in the game because the spells you get, these Myth exclusive spells, are minions and minions and minions that don't seem to be of great use. And that was a 1600 point attack. And because Myth gets the doll minion, then the troll minion and Cyclops minion, that's 3 spells. Talos is one of the more powerful minions, but at the same time, it's... Talos... Dang it, I swear I need to increase my accuracy some more. Well, it's only one person now that I'm fighting. And early in the game, Talos was the strongest minion that in the game. But then Avalon came about and some new minions got added, which are supposed to be stronger, but minions don't necessarily help. Because once you die, the minion fizzles out. The minion dies as well. So it doesn't aid you. Storm Elemental, for example, just spams shields on itself, and only attacks with a ghoul once every 2 nat 20s on a 20-sided die. So you have a basic 1 in 40, so a 2.5% chance of a storm minion, for example, casting ghoul. I am not liking that I'm already at half health. Well, that's the thing. Taunt, in my opinion, doesn't work unless it's a player casting it. Taunt is supposed to make the enemy more likely to target the minion or target the player that casts Taunt. That's why Snow Angel, for example, which is a high-level ice spell, has that taunt built into it and literally taunts all 4 of the enemies to target the Ice Wizard. Ice, while having one of the lower damaging outputs, has the highest health in the game because they're supposed to be the tank class. They're supposed to be the one that takes damage. Death is broken because it's Life Leech, and that's one of the ways I believe I was able to take out... Thank you. I was able to take out Achilles, was using Ghoul, because Ghoul's a level 5 spell for Death that, one second. Like the anime is summons a death minion up from 1 to 5 pips. The animate spell is useless. The empower, I might want to throw 2 of those in actually. But now I'll give, my ghoul was empowered up by the spellements. But ghoul does 160 damage and heals you for 80. Mine does 85 because I've empowered it once. So, talk to the Ancient Monarch. I have a feeling I'll be having to help fight those juggernauts.
You found one.
Yes, I have.
It is a sacred trust you hold there. In that egg, you hold the drake's life.
You know, the very last one of its kind, from what I can tell from, this world.
Once, others would have dealt with hatching it, but now the duty has fallen to you alone. So listen to my counsel, and you will soon have a fine drake to ride.
Thank you.
First, the egg must be warmed in the purest fire. But Dragonspyre's flames have all fallen cold, and now the only pure fire in the spiral is to be found in Wizard City.
Oh, yeah, that makes
Go
sense.
now to the cave near the Golem Tower.
I'm just going to mark my location here, go to my house again. But Taunt doesn't help, usually. And then the Pacify spell, if you're soloing, Pacify does nothing. It's using creation magic for its spell weaving. Okay. For spell weaving, you have to have already beaten Dragonspyre. And Myth is the school of creation in that aspect. I need to switch servers. There we go. But for Myth, it's you have to beat Dragonspyre to get access to Selenopolis. Well, unless you know someone who can get you there without it. I'm curious about you quickly. So, 400 fortune coins. And I can just, okay, so. Event spell, elemental retriever token. Lure spell from your school. Event spell. Spiritual retriever. Okay. But that's only if the Portal of Peril is available. Okay, but that's good to know that I could get potential spell elements by doing Portal of Peril. I do not need to talk to Anne Shutterbug. King's Isle, can we at least have some form of animation for why the fire the door is, exploded?
You warm the egg in the pure fires.
Just having it explode is... I was not expecting that. Hello, ancient
Even now
matriarch.
I can feel the baby drake stirring inside, warming to life.
How the baby drake is still alive, I will never know.
A drake's egg is hard and tough and cannot be easily broken. For this, we must aid the young drake.
Okay.
To this end, those in the hatchery use a sacred crystal hammer to crack the drake eggshell so the drakeling can break through.
Makes sense.
The hammer was taken by the Gallium Juggernaut. Go and find it, and take from it the crystal hammer we require.
Yeah, I don't want to fight the Firebird necessarily. Which means I need to time this proper. I got both of them. Good. That increases the odds of me getting this. But, for spell weaving, you have to beat Dragonspyre. I know that. Need to also check some other statistics quickly. go. We need to ship of fools on its own is probably going to be enough to overpower that weakness because of the bonus 30 from that. Well, I'm going out for the night. So good night. By the way, thank you, Viper King. I'm gladly willing to talk wizards in the future as well. But really, for Achilles, you just need to, if you haven't done Trident or Firecat Alley, I would suggest doing those two first. Then potentially going with the, getting Myth Shield, which you can train in the fairgrounds, or, just getting a lot of ghoul. Putting as many ghoul cards as you can into your spell deck on top of a, that hurts. That minus it. That Death Shield really hurt my damage output there. He's dead. Are you kidding me? You know when I say die, it means die, not heal. I still want to boost him, so I'm going to save up for it. Again, the only elixir I could think of that would give you a boost would be the, there's a special elixir that gives you, like, plus 500 health and a whole bunch of bonuses. I actually got one of those for the 12 Days of the Spiral a few years ago, and I used that at the start of this series as to increase my survivability, at least at level 1. But in the end, I'm surprised that actually killed him. What was it? Shop. It's one of the elixirs. The Hyper Elixir. This is the only one that I think you could probably use to at least boost you through the early game. Well, at least through, Wizard City. And then some. By the sounds of it, you've already gotten pretty much more to the third of Wizard City.
You have recovered for us the sacred
Thank you.
The hatching must take place on the center platform. But that place is now guarded by the force. Go, Wizardling. When Snow Crusher is defeated,
Okay, off.
place the Drake egg
And I'm
on the
getting
center
wraithed.
platform and use the crystal hammer on it.
So, I don't really see a point in trying to spend money besides for the membership. So, for this challenge, I didn't. I'm just asking because it's polite. There we go. And me without sacrifice. But, yeah, I don't... Yeah, talk to you later about tips and tricks to beef up my death, which I want to be my actual main. Okay. Well, like I said, death is incredibly broken in this game because of the lifesteal. Due to lifesteal, there's nothing that counters it. The two shields that I told you about earlier, the one that's for ice only, the ice armor, and the spirit armor, which is anyone can learn from life school, both of those do not protect you from life leech. Sure. Let's see. We'll do a feint there. I'm just being nice, so rather not have another player who's doing a quest line as well. What's going on? I'm not tapping the... Yeah. My keyboard's by my mouse, I believe. I'll just do that. Let's see, I might need to just lower that, the gain on that a bit. Did that help? Oh, thank you, Viper King. Ship of Fools. Let's try pushing my, mic back a bit. Of course it fizzled. Why wouldn't it fizzle? This is where I'm glad. It might also... It could have also been my keyboard when I was typing. That is a very useful skill for a pet. Welcome, Mordred. Plus 45. Nice 2,800 points of damage. Sir, I don't think you got the memo with the whole... Don't think you got the memo that I'm not using ice magic. They're using judgment, so I might as well pass. The judgment's going to kill the boss either way. There we go.
You used the hammer.
I did.
Thank you. I am pleased to meet you.
And now to go back to the matriarch. I'm just going to text chat. And you're welcome.
You have hatched a drake egg, brought new life to this quiet, cold place. Congratulations, young wizard. And though I birthed the egg and you hatched it, the young drake must now learn our ways from all of the mother drakes.
Makes sense.
It is the tradition of our kind that our wisest mothers guide us from birth.
Makes sense.
Go and speak with the two other mother drakes in the hatchery. They will impart upon you valuable words of wisdom to teach your new Drake.
As I also got the myth object as well. Small Claw and upgrade to Sunbird. Mother Warwing.
Too long have the lessons I teach been unheard. I tell you then, to heed these words, for they are to be honored.
Makes sense.
A drake flies swift and true and without doubt. Fear is the cold enemy. A drake's heart burns fierce and bright.
Makes sense.
Take these words of wisdom to the new drake.
Makes sense. Also, I'm sorry, World of Cold, I would like to point out the lava inferno that's below us, and that everywhere, except for when we went back in time. Thank you. Hello, Mother Flamestrike.
As is our tradition, tell the young drake these words of wisdom.
Okay.
Honor is the wind upon which we ride. Without honor, we cannot soar. To lose honor is to plummet to the earth.
Hello, Zuko.
Take these words back to the drake's mother, and then to the new drake itself.
Hello, Zuko.
And now I speak the final words of wisdom. Those that apply to both Dragon Rider and young Drake. The bond you share is for life, though your paths may split, and you may be worlds apart. From the Rider, the Drake takes compassion, and from the Drake, the Dragon Rider takes a spark of fire for warmth in dark times. You have done well, and brought joy to this place. We have other lessons to teach. Go now to speak to the Dragon Master. He can help you now.
Go fish, by the way, for free gold. Dawnbreaker? I have 55,000 gold. And I'm permanently level locked to level 40. Until I beat Malastare. So, fishing for gold right now is not a good incentive, because if we look at when we get to Celestia gear is not in the hundreds of thousands of gold.
You again? What news do you bring?
Oh, I got all the lessons from the Dragon Mothers.
What? You hatched an egg?
Oh, and I did that!
Never dared to dream so. The young drake cannot fight, not yet. Its scales have not hardened. It must have armor and learn the fighting ways of dragonkind.
Makes sense.
The spirit of the Drakesmith can help us, if it can be found. Go to the forum and see if he can be raised.
I love how it's, go talk to... I need to head to the Necropolis, I believe. Yep. And I just gotta wait for these slow enemies to pass by. But thank you for the tip, Dawnbreaker. I just don't have a use for the extra gold right now, considering the gear I have right now. I'm trying to find every game mechanic in the game, and I'm using the loyalty store because that's a game mechanic in the game where you can get crown shop items for basically free. So, with that said, I'm farming as many places as I can for level appropriate gear or level appropriate broken gear. The few places I have not checked I could have just gone to the comments. But the one place I have not checked is in the trying to remember what it was. The gauntlets that I have. I need to look at the gear from the gauntlets, so to see if they're worth farming for gear, or for the reagents, for the pity crafters, for at least the D&D gauntlet. Again, those spiders look extremely out of place. The hue is very high. Hello, Viador.
Who are you? Can you not leave me to my sorrows in this place of ruin?
Well, I have good news.
You're not from the Titan army, are you? What's that? You carry a dragon rider's staff?
Yeah, right here. I'm holding it right now.
I can smell drakes on you. You've just helped the new drake hatch? I'm honored to meet you.
Thank
If you
you.
want to become a dragon rider, you must understand our traditions and our methods. It is no small thing to control a drake in combat.
Makes sense.
Go to the first room of the forum and read the great tome of Dragon Rider history.
There we go. Use the knowledge crystal.
You read the great tome of Dragon Rider history.
It's not a
It is
book.
huge book, full of the stories of epic battles, the heroes of the Dragon Riders and their mighty drakes.
That was not a book. That was a crystal. Okay, fetch quests. Gotta love them.
Excellent. You now bear with you the weight of our greatest prize, our history.
Okay.
Don't think that your studies are done, young Dragon Rider. There are far more lessons to be learned before we would dare let you ride a drake.
Makes sense.
Go into the second room of the forum and read the second knowledge crystal, the one called the Care and Feeding of Dragonkind.
A lot of fetch quests, I believe, in my future.
You read The Care and Feeding of Dragonkind, a comprehensive guide to all you would need to know to keep your drake healthy and well.
Gotta love the narrator's voice continues even after you close out of it, so that's good.
Excellent. No matter how much time you spend with your drake, it is essential to know how to care for it.
Makes sense.
The third knowledge crystal you must read is the most important. It will explain. You will learn how this knowledge crystal is kept in the third room of the amphitheater. Go now and read it. And when you're finished, you
Why do
will
I feel
be
the third
ready
one
to
is missing?
take-
The knowledge crystal is nowhere to be found.
I called it! I bloody well called it! It's been so long since I've done the main storyline quest, so when I call stuff like that, it's just a
The
surprise.
crystal is missing? Are you certain? That is unfortunate. Lessons contained within are essential for dragon riding.
Makes sense.
I suspect I know where the knowledge crystal has gone. Crisis came to the forum some time ago, attempting to learn our ways.
Okay.
We granted him access to our knowledge crystals, including the fundamentals of dragon riding, but he was instructed not to remove them from the forum grounds.
Makes sense.
Crisis may still be around. If you can find him, force him to surrender that knowledge crystal.
Makes sense. Let's go after another boss. Grayscale, Draconian Tower. Where is... Crisis is actually closer to the tower. I wonder where did all these flame wings come from? No, seriously, like, where did they come from? I thought I was the only one who recently hatched a drake, and then you just come here and there's a whole bunch of drakes passively flying around. Oy.
This Christus belongs to Graces. Secrets of dragon riding are mine to use.
Understandable. You will be dying then. And I need to pull something else up. And I'm going to have to check something else as well, but that can wait a little. I believe I did that already for my job, so I don't need to worry about that. Sorry for getting distracted. There we go. Not a big fan that mobs can start healing themselves. Though they lowered it to, so, okay, that means they're going to start incorporating mobs that can heal in Zafari and onwards, because Celestia was the only place that had that. Kia would be good, but I don't need Kia. Let's just get rid of the minion. And it didn't work. So we'll try again. Good to know. Yep, the spider's dead. Let's just do Lord of Night, because that's still going to be a bunch of health. I like borderline getting pixie heal from a mummified dinosaur. Can't really do much, so just do the barely any damage spell. Actually, if I could get a Death Pip, Kia, then Death Blade. Notice I said Kia, then Death Blade, not Power Pip. But that's fine, I should get the Death Pip now. Kia, then we do Death Blade. This is going to be Stormzilla. Or it should have been Stormzilla. Deathblade, Death Trap, and in theory, Ship of Fools for the added health return. Ah, there's the spell I was wondering what was going to be the one that terrified me today. Thank you, my rabbit friend. Death Trap, Ship of Fools next turn. I get the health. I ride out the pixie heal a little bit. So I'm happy. Really happy. $600 points of health. I'll gladly take that. And the crystal too, thank you. Ring of the Harpy. Now, if I remember correctly, I just need to go this way to get back to the teleporter. Also need to be looking around for ore, because I know Dragonspyre tends to be a good place of it. Dragonspyre tends to have a good amount of ore as well, so I also need to see if I can get the transmutation spells. Okay, Viador, I have the crystal.
Again, you surprise me with your dedication. Thank you for recovering this knowledge crystal from the thief who took it.
No problem.
Now that you've recovered the fundament, with the knowledge crystal returned to its rightful place, it's time to read.
Again, are we sure this knowledge is not just being beamed into my head? Because if you're reading from a crystal, that's psionics.
You read The Fundamentals of Dragon Riding, a step-by-step guide to mounting, riding, and guiding your Drake.
Thank you.
It is a big book and covers a lot of ground, but there are helpful diagrams and lots of examples.
Again, is this knowledge just being beamed into my head? Because that's the only explanation, is these crystals work on psionics.
You've now learned all of the stored knowledge there is about dragon riding. I'll bet you can't wait to actually get into the saddle.
I'm pretty sure my Drake needs to grow up a little bit first.
We've spent enough time dwelling on the past. Now that you know history, it's time to make a new... We must forge armor for your new Drake. The first step is to relight the forge. Coal. For fuel, you must defeat fang-toothed lava spinners and take from them their coal hearts. The flame must come from the flame sacks of burning flame wings.
Kill and collect quests. Yay! Everyone's favorite. Might I point out the hue and saturation of the fang tooth there and the image of the fang tooth here. The hue and saturation does not... The saturation of that red does not work. Honestly, I think Ship of Fools with a near 50% bonus. Just spam this spell a couple of times. I mean, I'm almost one-shotting almost everything, so... Yeah, that makes sense. But they already did more than half their health, so it's... That minus 40 accuracy there, that bites. But I had the spell that was perfect to absorb them, because I don't care if this fizzles. Gladly take the pips, though. Okay, the weakness negates about half of my damage output, but Deathblade will negate that. You know, that would be an interesting mechanic, actually, if they added it to the game. For example, I doubt they would ever do this for King's Isle, but, having, like, blades. So if you cast, say, Deathblade, that's where my idea falls flat, because now that negate, but if my idea were to be put into practice, it would do more harm than good, because it makes those even more terrifying at higher levels. And we'll just go with Ship of Fools again. Yes, I have 121,234 health. That couldn't have been any more precise. Ship of Fools, because I need the help, and I don't want to do my one-on-one attacks unless I'm fighting a boss. Just negated the blade, really. Both of them are dead. Okay, I got 2 of their coal hearts. It's been an hour already. Wow. Okay. Probably going to end the stream here, possibly. Unless some other people join the stream. Let's see. But I will probably... I don't know for certain. Let me check a few things, and then I'll decide after then. So, so I'll just turn off the game capture for now, so people don't get hit with the nausea. Hey, brain, I need you to function. I need to check a few things. Okay, let's get that. Turn that back on. I'm probably gonna finish at least this quest to at least end on a solid note, not a midway note. Da-dum. Hey, love getting free heals like that. Pop the health back up because I need to keep an eye on my stream's health. Oh, someone welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Guys are free to chat. Honestly, Mega Dark Blow works. Why didn't it kill you? You had 110. That is the game. Why are you still casting rank 1 spell? I was hit by a fire elf and a fire cat. Okay. That was a new one. Give me Dead Zone. That was a new one. Come on, Deer Knight. Yes. Come forth, Lord Mallory. Come forth, Mordred. Again, though, they are way too bright. But for the person who joined, welcome to the stream. I noticed I did check the stream health and it did say one person joined. So, hello. They're gone. Okay. Now the flame wings should, in theory, be over here. Can I get some that are just pure flame wings and not a mix of spider? Or terror wing and flame wing? No. So potential fire spiders mixed in with flame wings, or draconians mixed in with flame wings. Yep. not ideal. Okay, Curse. Oh, they both have the same health. So, in theory, Deer Knight alone will be able to take them out. One more pip. Stupid spell at this level. Deer Knight. Sorry, I was grabbing something. Ouch. Like, that hurt. Yeah, that was a few years ago by my health. And they're dead, and I get one flame sack. Oh, I just needed the one flame sack. Then I could have farmed it at the same time as a... That was my own fault. Okay, Viador. Viador, I have the materials.
You surely come from a long line of warriors. These will do nicely. Let us get to work. This is a great day indeed. To see this cold forge. Place the coal hearts and the flame sacks within the forge, so that it will heat enough for us to make your drake's armor.
Thank you. Might I point out that suddenly he turned German? Wooden chest. And why would you have a forge down here in an amphitheater?
You place the coal hearts and...
That's how to do it.
You ignite the forge. It burns brightly and gets very hot.
Oh, I could have just walked down. I didn't have to.
I'm proud to see that forge burning once more. Careful not to touch it. It'll burn you.
I'm sorry, I threw a drake egg into primal fire. And you're worried that me touching the forge, which is nowhere near the temperature of primordial fire. Where's Suter? I need to borrow him to teach Viador here something.
Now that the forge is burning bright, you'll need metal to... They took our metal, tried to make armor after our fashion, but it is a poor imitation. You must go defeat some Draconians and take from them their armor, so that we might melt it down and forge new Drake armor.
God, I love kill and collect quests. I really, really loathe K and C quests. Hey, Lava Lily. Hey, I need your armor. And your sword, most likely. There we go, and I already know Deer Knight can handle them. One spell, insta-death. Hello, Mallory, or Mordred. I still don't know what to call him. I use Deer Knight so often. I just don't know what to call him. I've switched between Mordred and Mallory a couple of times. Yeah, they're dead. No, I don't need to worry. If anything, I could just put Tower Shield on myself. And they be dead. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Do both of them have the 1 pixel of health? Yes, they both have the 22 pixel of health. They're dead now. There we go. That's massive overkill. I gain nice healing, though. I get a pixie heal. Okay, that's 2. Okay, so if I get the 2 spells I need, Dead Zone is one of them. If I get Dead Zone followed by Deer Knight, again, insta-kill. 1 spell, 1 damaging spell anyway, kill. But till then, I'm going to need to defend myself. Ship of Fools won't do enough damage because I don't have any of the bonuses, any of my other bonuses up. If I get, this is going to be 35 plus 35 is 70 bonus, plus my base bonus of 42, which is 100, over double damage already, so that would be doing 600 points of damage and then some. I'd rather not use the reshuffle unless I absolutely have to. Okay. I would say that's a spell that I should be moderately wary of, but again, it's the first time honestly, I don't remember Storm Shark ever being used. The highest level 3 spell I saw was Swarm. I don't remember seeing Shark. I remember getting to... Have I actually been hit with Stormzilla? I don't believe I have been hit by Stormzilla. I might have, actually. I don't remember. I've been hit with plenty of Firebirds, that's for certain. I don't remember if I've been hit with any Cyclops spells. That aren't the natural attacks, those are two different things. Yeah, both of you are most definitely dead. Next turn. Your armor served no purpose. None whatsoever. I like moving, 50% faster than the mobs. Gives me the ability to pull that type of stunt. Okay, Viador.
From the looks of this armor, you gave those Draconians quite the thrashing. Good work.
More of the poisoning type.
I've examined the inferior armor the Draconians made, and I see why it isn't as tough as proper Drake armor.
Let me guess, they water quenched.
They forgot to use brimstone in the process of armor forging. And as a result, their armor isn't resistant to fire. I think you know what comes next. I need you to go and find us some... Don't worry, young wizard. You don't have to defeat anyone.
Thank God.
Just gather it where it may have collected on the walls or ground.
Thank you. I'd rather just have to go gather up a brimstone than have to, Only problem, the brimstone is going to be on the gray. Well, that's not a terrifying image. That is not a terrifying image whatsoever. Why would there be metric? There was ore that I missed. Come on, diamond. Please drop a diamond. Drop a diamond. Dang it. Okay, I may go onto my higher level and do the transmutation to get the diamonds. Don't know. Okay, Viador, we have a problem. There's a bunch of undead Draconians that way.
Sorry you had to get your hands dirty with that. They're almost ready.
Okay.
Now we can smelt the base metal we will use to forge your Drake's armor.
Good.
Go ahead and add the brimstone. Be careful not to splash yourself with any molten metal. It will leave a nasty burn.
Suitor, again. We have an issue of Ghost claiming that molten metal is hotter than primordial fire.
Carefully, you add the pieces of draconian armor and the brimstone to the forge. The metal begins to melt.
Okay. Here you are.
You're doing well. I didn't know better. I think you were a blacksmith, not a wizard.
Have you been to Grizzleheim?
I will now forge the armor from the elements you have provided. This armor will be strong and will protect your Drake from harm.
Good.
It is best that you leave this place while I work, as the secrets of drakesmithing cannot be shared.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
There is one last service you can perform for me. The helmet must be lined with the scales of a Father Drake.
Why?
The Draconians speak fearfully of a Father Drake, holding out in the lowest reaches of the dungeon. You must go there at once. There are many Draconians who will bar the way. When you reach the Father Drake, ask him for his loose scales to make a new set of Drake armor. He should give you them without pause.
Okay, I believe this is going to be another dungeon. Yeah, it's at grayscale. Okay. So, I'm going to teleport over there. Again, I'm not a big fan of seeing the, Undead Draconians, because that gives me pause that we might be fighting a dragon or some form of corrupted undead dragon. But everything... Why is there undead Draconians when everything here is already, for the most part, undead? Either way, I believe this is going to be a dungeon. I'm going to check it out. And probably end the stream here. We got about roughly under 2 hours. That's not bad for a person who hasn't streamed in a while. But college is college. Yep, it is a dungeon. So, goodbye. Yes. I'll save this for next stream. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I do believe like 86% of you guys are not subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button. And